Across Iowa. Will it stay that way? Stay tuned.
Plus, we have the exceptional Gunn in the studio for your national forecast. All that and much more as this Thursday, November 11th edition of Size Eyes on the Skies starts right now.
It's Wednesday night on ISU TV, broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa. This is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television program brings you the weather from around the country to the heart of Iowa. The ISU Meteorology Department team of forecasters keep you ahead of the storm. From Iowa's most trusted weather team, this is Size Eyes on the Skies.
The Size Eyes, I'm joined here by Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn's been exceptional the past few days in Iowa. I hope you don't have any bad news to bring.
Oh, I don't think we will. We are actually been pretty lucky this past week with the weather, and it should stay that way for the most part. You can actually see here on the radar that we've had no clouds at all, and it has been very, very sunny. And as you'll see coming up in my forecast, that it'll actually mostly stay that way. But you can actually see the highs today have been very warm compared to even yesterday, the day before, with the 70s, which really coupled with the sun really brought up the heat a little bit. I noticed people had to start taking off like their jackets when I was walking around campus. And the day planner shows you that tomorrow it is going to cool down a lot more compared to today. So you can see that it'll be 40 at 8 a.m., 48 at noon, and 48 at 4 tomorrow as well. Back to you, Caleb.
Thanks, Kaitlyn. We're going to twist up the weather story a little bit here today because that's what we do in Cyclone Nation. We want things to be spinning and out of control. So I'm going to talk about the AMS snowfall forecasting challenge we've been doing recently. So every AMS member picks a day, either in November or December, and writes their name on a day on the calendar, which they think the first trace of snowfall will be recorded in Ames Airport here. My day was personally today, actually, November 11th, which I think is a little bit too early compared to everybody else. So I'm out of the contest. I think whoever wins the contest gets a little prize, too, a little incentive for doing this. But with the warm temperatures around the nation, snowfall is probably going to be held off for a while. Now we have Matt with the national forecast.
Not a lot going around the country today. I'll have more in my national forecast after the break.
Welcome back to Size Eyes. Matt, is there anything special going on around the country?
Well, Caleb, there's really not much going on around the country. Today's highs in St. Louis was 59 degrees, 59's in Chicago, 60 in Minneapolis. And if you go off to the West Coast, we have 59 up in Seattle with mostly cloudy skies, 72 in San Francisco, and a warm 81 degrees in Phoenix. And we have 66 degrees down in Dallas, Texas, with being mostly cloudy right now. Now looking off to the northeast, 54 degrees up in Syracuse, 56 in New York, 50 in Pittsburgh, the Steel City, 56 down in Washington, D.C., and 48 over in Cincinnati. Now off to the southeast, we have a nice, pleasant 68 degrees down in Orlando, Florida, and 76 down in Miami. Now in New Orleans, it's 62, with being mostly cloudy, and 57 up in Little Rock, Arkansas. Now back to the southwest, 72, like I said, in San Francisco, 84 degrees in Santa Monica, which being mostly sunny right now. So it's a gorgeous day out there. And we'll look up at the northwest, 57 degrees in Salem, 59 in Seattle, and in Boise, Idaho, where potatoes are growing a lot, 65 degrees. And now looking at the Midwest, we have mid-50s to around 60 degrees, and with the exception of 66 down in Hays, Kansas. taking a look at clouds and radar, it's pretty nice around the whole country except for the exception of the very southern tip of Texas where they're getting some scattered rain and possibly some thunderstorms. And we'll zoom into that area. Really not much going on down there, but they're pretty much the only area that's getting any kind of rain across the country. Watching some warnings. We got some in southwestern Kansas and northern Texas. But look over here in Tennessee, they have Tennessee and Kentucky have some frost advisories, which is, I guess, common for that area, but you would think of those states as being warm generally. Looking at the futurecast, like I said, we have the rain down to the south in Texas, but look, we have a cold front, I believe, coming in from the Pacific heading through Seattle, and it might get to the Midwest within the next week, but I don't think it'll bring any rain for us. As we advance it along, the rain down to the south kind of breaks up, heads more to Mexico, out into the Gulf of Mexico, and the rain out in the northwest pretty much stays there. As we advance it even more, rain continues to break up, but still that rain just continually stays out here, and over New York and northeast area, still nothing, but just becoming a little more cloudy. And that same story continues as we move on into Saturday. And by Saturday night, that rain up and by Seattle and that, it's pretty much gone. They're just left with being mostly cloudy. Highs tomorrow around the country, 53 in St. Louis, 50 in Chicago, 52 up in Minneapolis, 66 in Billings, 66 in Denver, and once again down in Phoenix, no surprise, it's 82 degrees. Our city tonight is our nation's capital. We just had election day, so I thought this was appropriate. High 60s tomorrow, but then low 50s, and for the rest of the week, mid to low 60s, and generally nice weather.
Thanks, Matt. Now it's time to take a look at your tonight's trivia question. How many named storms have developed during the 2016 Atlantic season? Has there been A, 10 storms, B, 12, C, 14, or D, 18? Now let's go to Kaitlyn with your Iowa forecast.
Well, today you can see that we'll be talking a little bit about maybe the sun sticking around, some average temps returning because it was a little warm today, but I will have more for you after the break. Welcome back to Size Eyes, everyone. We have a really cool little story to talk about today. Last Saturday, we went and visited meteorologist Brandon Libby up at the KIMT studio in Mason City. You can see here with our photo who actually came, and we took a group photo. We got to go on a tour. Well, maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more coming up soon. But the current conditions in Ames, 55, pretty mild, and it'll be very clear tonight. So it would be a nice night for stargazing, if anything. A little bit breezy, though, at 8 miles per hour from the west. Today's highs, like I said, it was a little bit warmer today. It was 71 in Ames and 72 in Des Moines even. Pretty much 70s all across the state, with coming into the mid-upper 60s up in northern Iowa, which comes into our current conditions right now. Like I said, it was 55 in Ames and clear, but you can see it is clear across the entire state, and it is pretty mild temperatures as well. So, like I said, good night for stargazing, going for a walk. Clouds and radar, very, very clear today, and it will probably stay that way as well. You can see that today, maybe pretty clear, getting some clouds up in the north, but as we head into tomorrow, it just continues to keep being clear as we are in a period of high pressure right now, which does bring this clear weather. Maybe a little bit of rain in southwestern Iowa, but for the most part, it'll be clear. Lows tonight, a little chillier at 37 in Fort Dodge, 37 in Marshalltown, 40s in Ottumwa, 35 over in Sioux City. So a little chilly, but not quite enough to hit frost. Highs tomorrow, it'll be quite a change from what we experienced today. where we had 70s today, we will be moving into 50-degree temperatures, which is a lot more appropriate for this time of year. So looking at tonight, 36 degrees, clear night, calm, a little bit breezy. For the most part, it'll be a very nice night outside. But then tomorrow we head into some cooler temperatures, so make sure you bring out your jackets. It'll be sunny though, so it'll be very nice in that way. No rain for the most part. Yeah, but we're hitting back into the temperatures that we should be experiencing at this time of year. Extended forecast, you can see it'll be a little chilly for most of the week, 50s, maybe into the 60s, with hitting some lower temperatures. So we may be getting some frost tomorrow night and the night after, but for the most part, we will hit mostly sunny weather for the rest of the week. Back to you, Caleb.
Thanks, Kaitlyn. Now let's revisit our awesome trivia question. How many named storms have developed during the 2016 Atlantic season so far? Has it been A, 10 named storms, B, 12, C, 14, or D, 18? So what do you guys think about that?
Oh, well, I don't think we've had too many hurricanes, so I'm going to go with A, 10.
10?
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
I'm guessing around 12 because I haven't really heard about that many storms.
Well, I'll go with 18. And the answer is, oh hey, C, 14.
I guess they were a little all off there, but you know, I guess we shouldn't be too surprised for the most part with the amount of hurricanes. I mean, we feel like we mostly hear about the big ones like Hurricane Matthew, but
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that one did a lot of damage down the Gulf
it
Coast
really
last
did.
week.
And now it's actually really interesting down there because they haven't had over in the southeast, so like in Mississippi and Arkansas, they haven't had rain for like over a month now.
Yeah.
We're hitting around 2 weeks now without any rain, so.
I bet the Southeast is longing for that rain when they're having their kind of drought right now down
Yeah,
there.
there's
Like much of
actually
the
some,
country.
I forgot to mention, there were some red flag warnings down in Florida, so like Kaitlyn said, they're pretty dry down there right now, so don't want to do any burning or whatever, so.
Yeah, how about that
Quite.
studio visit though on Saturday?
It was quite the trip, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a drive, but for the most part, I feel like all of us who went really enjoyed it.
Yeah, my eyes became those demon eyes in that
Yes.
picture
It's a great picture.
on the staircase. Yeah, that was
Demon's
fun.
Caleb's a demon child now, so.
Yeah. Well, that concludes our show for tonight. You can always follow us on Facebook and like us on Twitter. And I hope you come back next week as we continue our Size Eyes coverage for you, local Ames people, and the whole country. Good night.